right. Welcome, everybody, to another show of Life Gone Real. I have an amazing friend and a great colleague of mine who we had a great time, actually, when I worked with her in real estate. And her name is Amber Ostrander. If you actually need some real estate advice or if you need a house, whatever, she is fantastic to reach out to. But I had her on the show because I want her to share her story of marriage, dating, how it is single life and being a mommy, and just really share her story and inspire all the people who are listening. We're all going through something, and we all need some encouragement and some connection, I feel like, in this day. And I wanted her to just come on the show and just kind of chit chat. Obviously, it is in the evening, and we have already cheers. Here, we're going to cheers. If anybody, if you're listening, what? We are in happy hour. And,
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So we are, we're just kind of like having a nice little happy hour talk. And it's good. I'm glad you're here, Amber.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I know. She's in my new, I love this. I think this is, I love having people come in the studio instead of the Zoom, even though I've had the Zoom, but I'm tired of Zooms.
I'm over Zoom.
Right?
I have to Zoom with my kids, and it's a nightmare.
I know. And she just shared, and you shared your Zooms with dating, which is that's so funny. But
I will not meet a potential date without Zooming now. What about you?
You're so, look at that.
Wait,
who's answering? Who's asking the questions?
To Zoom or not to Zoom?
I actually have not Zoomed. And for those who are listening, I actually got on Bumble and Hinge a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know. It's just testing the waters and just see. I'll have to say it's hard. I think it's hard and it's weird.
It is. It's a whole new world.
It is. It's very weird.
I was probably on dating apps 4 years ago now.
Really?
Yeah, it's been like 4 years.
Is that when they start? Like, I have no clue in this world. Is that when it started? How long have dating apps even been out?
That's a really good question. I think they've been out much longer.
Really? I don't know.
But I had no clue about a dating app. My young sisters were like, you should really, really try a dating app. Are you open to it?
And you're like,
and I'm like, I don't know what to do. What do you just profile swiping? What is that?
That's funny.
I'm like, don't people just meet?
What was
out
it?
At a bar?
Which app was it?
Okay, the first app I ever gone on. Okay, wait for it.
Wait, I have no clue.
I don't know what you're going to hit. You know what it was called?
I'm scared.
Coffee Meets Bagel. I will never forget
Coffee Meets Bagel.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
Any of you guys out there listening, do you remember this app? If you're listening, Coffee Meets Bagel, that is the funniest thing.
I don't know if it's even still around. I haven't checked. I had the worst date on Coffee Meets Bagel, and I was over it. I'm like, this is it for me. I can't do it.
It's a cute name, but total, I was not expecting that one.
No, but nowadays, the Bumble, the Hinge, the Tinder.
Right.
There's so many more nowadays, I think.
Yeah. I did the Bumble and the Hinge. So for those out there, I don't know. It's weird. I was only on it for a couple of weeks, and honestly, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think I'm more of just a connector. It's odd of like Bumble, it's like the girls, you kind of check or what is it? You're the instigator.
Are in control.
Okay.
Girls are in control.
So, but still, Hinge, I kind of like the profile a little bit better. It seems cleaner and nice. I kind of like the questions. That's kind of cool. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Hey, how are you? It's those kind of, and then you'll respond.
It's very surface level.
It's very surface level. Mm-hmm. And then it takes maybe, I don't know, you don't hear from them for like another day or so. And then it's like, oh, hold up. This is a good one before we get it. This is a good one. The really good one is, I'm not on here much. I'm not on here that much. But And that cracks me up because I think that is bullshit. I'm like,
It is BS.
You are. I'm like, you are totally on here a lot. Why are you talking to me?
Just be honest about it. You're swiping constantly through your day. Don't lie about it.
It's like, I'm not on here that much, but I ran across your profile.
Just a casual.
I'm just like, stop. I don't know. It's a different world. And I think, I don't know. I do like more of the organic, and I like more of that connection. And that's just who I am. Obviously, I like to connect. Everybody.
Well, I'm old-fashioned. I still have that, like, old-fashioned values. You know, my mom was from Michigan. I grew up a lot of my time in Michigan, and I really do have those old-fashioned values, I think.
Yes, and I'm like that. And that probably comes from me being a Southern girl, a little Southern belle in California, even though I've been here for 18 years. But I still feel like the Southern roots of just that really hasn't left me. Like, that's just who I am. So it is that old fashioned. Like, I like that, just, I don't know, just norm, just level. I don't know.
Well, did you grow up watching Cinderella? Like the Cinderella fairy tale?
Yes.
Prince Charming?
Cinderella, honestly, was my favorite because
too.
It's the best.
The happily ever after.
And especially if you're a shoe fanatic, because I'm a shoe fanatic, and a shoe changed her life. Period.
Deals and heels over here. Still on the license plate.
Still on the license plate, deals and heels. But it's true. I loved it. That's my favorite.
And I really always thought that I would have my happy ending. I really did. I think growing up, you know, I've told you my story, but a lot of people don't know my story.
Yeah, sure.
It's very common. I think a lot of people have the same story, the same struggles. But I was a product of divorce. My parents got divorced when I was 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was an only child for my 2 parents. And, you know, it was a lot of heartache, a lot of pain in my past.
Yeah.
Now that's my past.
Right.
That is my past. But yeah, I never thought my parents would be divorced.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we kind of go through life thinking, oh, I'll never be like my parents.
Right.
I'll never be divorced. That's what I thought for such a long time. That will never be me.
I can relate to that. I get it. It's my parents. So I get it. Yeah.
I didn't know what I was looking for. I don't know about you, but I didn't have a clear idea when I was a young adult. Like, this is the guy I need. This is what I'm looking for.
Right.
This is what I deserve.
Right.
I was kind of lost.
Was it because, did your mom remarry? I mean, did you just not see like a
healthy relationship?
Exactly.
I think so. I didn't have a clear picture.
Right.
Coming from divorce, you know, both parents ended up remarrying, and they've been remarried now for 27 and 30 years.
Wow. Okay.
But for a long time, I just didn't have a great example.
Right.
You know, my parents had their own strife.
Okay.
My dad, there was a little bit of abandonment there. My dad was really focused on his new marriage.
Yeah.
You know, they were trying to have kids. He was marrying a woman from Germany. She had moved her life to the United States. Like, they had a lot going on.
Wow, that's a lot.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there was some abandonment there, because in times when I needed my father the most, for him to be that example for me, he just wasn't there.
Right.
My mom was really my mom and my dad for many years. Like,
Okay.
she took that place. I mean, she was always at every tennis tournament. She was at every school event and activity and performance.
Okay.
Where my dad wasn't.
Yeah.
So there's some abandonment.
Right.
And kind of rejection.
Right.
In my past.
Yeah.
You know, fast forward now, I've been married, divorced, dating.
Yeah.
And that abandonment or that kind of rejection, there are triggers there. There are certainly some triggers.
Yeah. And then that also, like, as far as you, and it really just making a choice of the right partner or getting that, like, it's hard. I mean, you know, like, that's where it's hard with that, because you don't know.
Yeah. I was married for 4.5 years to a man that was super charming, you know, swept me off my feet, dressed the part, you know, said all of the right things, acted like he had, you know, his life together. And that was not the case at all. He fooled me completely.
Wow.
I mean, we didn't live together as we were dating. I was living with a girlfriend.
Okay.
And we were dating, and he was just so wonderful and swept me off my feet. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is a great guy.
Yeah. How long did you guys date for?
We dated about a year.
Okay.
And in that year, he was just wonderful. He really pursued me, pursued my heart, and I had so much hope that this was a great guy. He was 15 years older than me, though. There was the age gap, but to me, age is just a number.
Yeah.
He was young in spirit, young at heart.
Right.
We had a lot in common. We had a lot of fun.
Right.
So age was not a factor for me.
Yeah. That's me right now.
That's you right now. Exactly.
Totally. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I'll go for the 30-year-old. It's fine. Have your fun.
I don't know. I feel obviously I'm very yes, I'm a young heart. I have young heart, young spirit. Age it really doesn't matter. I'm just, doing my thing. But yes, it doesn't. So I agree with you.
And, we dated. We had a great time. And the interesting thing about this guy, my ex, the father of my 2 kids, is he had had a vasectomy. This is something he shared with me right from the get-go.
Okay.
And
did he share other things too?
That. He shared some things, about being in recovery, which could have been a red flag to some people.
Right.
But to me, I didn't come from, a background with anybody in my family or circle of friends.
Yeah.
That had
addictions,
or struggled with anything like that. So to me, I was a little naive.
Okay.
I kept thinking, oh, that's in his past.
Right.
He's somebody that struggled. He knows that he struggled, but he's on a good path now.
Right.
He's a recovered alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I told
totally.
him. I told myself he was a Christian man. He read his Bible every morning. I thought, here's a guy who, we all have a story. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. So I'm going to give him grace.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to give him grace.
I get it. Yeah.
But then the story gets interesting.
Okay.
So we find out that we're pregnant.
Oh. With a vasectomy.
Yeah, with a vasectomy.
Right.
And mind you, I was completely faithful. Always been. And the first thing he says to me is, who have you been sleeping with?
Oh, wow.
When I tell him that I'm pregnant.
Right.
And of course, I'm asking, how is this possible?
Right.
What happened?
Right.
How can this be?
And you guys dated for it. Yeah.
We've been together a year.
Right.
So how did this happen?
Right.
And, what I learned is he was projecting. What I learned later was that he was projecting.
Okay.
On me. Because really, I had never been unfaithful.
Uh-huh.
But he had been.
Oh.
And so the first thought that went through his mind was,
you've been unfaithful.
You've been sleeping around.
Right.
It's you. This child's going to come out looking nothing like me.
Wow.
Because you've been unfaithful.
Wow.
And that's what he said to me.
Wow.
So, our relationship really at that point took a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And, that August, my daughter was born. And a few months after that, I found out he was seeing other women. He was absolutely having inappropriate relations.
Okay.
And it just all started to trickle from there.
Yeah.
It just all came out.
It all comes out.
It all comes out.
Yeah. All the secrets.
Eventually it does.
All the secrets. All those secrets and anything hidden, it does come out. Yes, it does.
As you know.
Yes, it does.
Eventually
and
it does.
I don't know that it's such a sad, because they will come out. You can bury it, but they will eventually. It will. It just always comes out. Could be many years later. It could be I don't know. Really way later. But they just always come out. I hate secrets.
But then that was another dose for me of rejection and almost abandonment. Here you said you love me.
Right.
I thought we were going to be a family.
Yeah.
Right. We got married really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
After we found out we're pregnant, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be great together.
Right.
We're going to make this work. We're going to be happy. And I realized that I couldn't make him happy.
Right. Well, and you also even said that you even knew, because this happens, and this is that gut intuition that I've even talked about previously in episodes of you saw red flags even before you guys got married. Right?
I think you
could
have
feel
to,
you could feel something. You could feel like, I don't really know, but you're wanting to have a family. You're wanting to get married. So you go ahead and make that choice to do that, And a lot of people do that, and it doesn't work.
I think you're right. I think, if I reflect on, really what happened with my ex,
Right.
There were things that were absolute red flags. And at the time I was just so young and naive and probably, again, didn't know really what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Had I been secure in what I know now,
Right.
and the confidence that I have going through the things that I have,
Right.
I would have had the knowledge. I would have been armed
Right.
with so much
Yeah.
that I could have said,
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work for me.
Right. But that's okay.
But I have two children
okay.
out of
You have
it.
two.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It was like you
here
have two
I
beautiful
am.
children, and you're the person you are now. Like, you have to sometimes go through hell to really. I said this the other day, and I thought about this, but you sometimes have to go through hell to find yourself. Like,
You're right.
You do. Like, I was on a run the other day, and I was thinking, wow, in a way, of my summer was so crazy. But then at the same time, and honestly, it was like pure hell. But at the same time, it's like where I found myself. And I was thinking,
That's where we
I found
grow.
myself in hell. I know that's weird, but I did. So I get, I mean,
That's
you
where
are
we
who you are.
mature and grow.
Yes, you grow totally.
And you said it before, if we're not growing,
We're dying.
we're dying.
It's true. That's something I totally believe in. Yeah.
So
Wow.
it was a struggle. I mean, he was unfaithful
Right.
throughout our 4.5-year marriage,
Yeah.
manipulative,
Yeah.
diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder,
Okay.
depressed, undiagnosed bipolar. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I dealt with a lot. It was like every morning, who am I going to get? Who am I
Right.
waking up to?
Wow.
And there
That's
were
a lot.
moments, when he was just a very angry,
Yeah.
volatile person.
Right.
But through it, look, I honestly prayed every day to God,
Yeah.
God, if you want me in this marriage, then equip me to be
Wow.
like a good wife, a good partner, and give me the skills to move forward in this marriage, giving this person grace and love.
Yeah.
Because in the midst of so much pain and chaos
Mm-hmm.
and hardship, I had so much peace, which
Yeah.
is really, really only from above, to be honest.
And I can relate to that.
I had a lot of peace because I
Yeah.
just turned it all over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was August of 2015 when he relapsed. And it's very, it still brings up emotions for me because I found him in our garage,
Oh my gosh.
unresponsive, bottles of alcohol everywhere. And I thought he had killed himself.
Oh, wow.
And seeing that, I mean, it will replay in my mind
Oh my God,
forever
no.
because I really thought that I was
Yeah.
finding
that's
my
traumatic.
husband at the time.
Yeah. That's very, yes.
Dead because he really was suffering and in pain and at times wanted to commit suicide.
Wow.
And yet I still had a heart of love for this person because he struggled,
Yeah.
And so I prayed and God got me out of that marriage.
Wow.
But I learned a lot and I grew so much in who I am and what I wanted and what I deserve. And we get along well now. I mean, he's sober. He's a great father.
Oh, that's
he
so good.
He shows up. He's present.
Right. Oh, that's so good.
And God
That's
has really
great.
done some work in him, honestly.
That's good. That's so good.
It's been amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's good. And that's I think you're, where I'm kind of, I don't mean to get off track, but you're on the Enneagram. I think you and I, are you a 2?
I'm a 2. I'm such a 2.
I am a 2. I am a 2 too.
Do you have a wing?
I'm a 2, which is the giver. Like exactly when you're
The caregiver.
We're the caregiver. We're the giver. We're the helpers. with a wing 3, which is the achiever.
That's what I am, 2 with a 3 wing.
Really?
We're exactly
Oh
the
my God,
same.
that's so weird. That's okay. Sorry, we ventured off. I will one of these days.
I knew we were so
need
much
to do. We need to do a. We actually need to do. I want to do an Enneagram whole like talk about that, and I'll probably have Lauren back on because she's really big in that. But the Enneagrams are personality test for those of you who are listening, and if you're watching and you don't know. It's really amazing. It's good to figure out your personalities because you learn a little bit more about you.
It's
about
pretty
yourself.
spot
Like it's
on.
pretty like it really is. Like when I read my stuff, I was like, what? Like that's so me. But
I went through the Enneagram with a boyfriend that I was dating.
really?
And we did it with Lauren, and
Do you
my
do that to see if
boyfriend-
you're like compatible?
we did it to see if we were compatible,
Okay.
just to learn more about who we are, what our true personality is, like where we go when we're stressed or
Right.
anxious or, angry. Like where does our mind go? Like where
Right.
do we go
Oh.
when we're achieving or when we're in a good space?
Yeah.
Or when we're down or when
Oh,
we're
that's
too
really
far
cool
up.
to kind of do. So any couples who are listening, if you would like, that's actually good to kind of work on some stuff. Like if you're
is.
going through some stuff or in a funk, whatever, like that's a good thing. Do an Enneagram test.
We should talk more about that, and I think couples should really do it to learn more about each other.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Because when I'm stressed, if I shut down or if I'm angry or
Your
frustrated and I shut down, but my partner wants to fight,
right.
like how do you come together? How do you both get into that sweet spot of like,
Right.
okay, if it's on a scale of 1 to 10 and like the 4 through
Yeah.
6 is like the sweet spot of, okay, everyone's just happy, let's get along.
Right. But then if he knows your
level-headed.
right, but if he knows like your stuff, like then he'll be like, okay, this is her personality, so I know it's kind of like how to handle it each
Right.
other, like when you're thinking like that's great. I don't think no, Tim and I well, this is going back to we didn't do an Enneagram thing. We did do the love language, which is another one.
That's another one.
That's
super
another one.
important.
We did it. I know for all the couples out there, love language book is great. And that's an easy read. You could literally read that in just honestly like 2 days, and you do the test. I love quality time, so I tied 2 like really high. I'm still I loved quality time and words of affirmation. We're like tied. I think I was like 11 or 10. Like both of those are really high. So those are both for me. What are yours?
My top is words of affirmation, and second is physical touch.
Okay. See,
And if I don't get those, it's over for me.
Okay.
Like I'll go back to my abandonment and rejection. Like as an Enneagram 2, it's like the biggest thing for us is wanting to feel loved and wanted
Yes.
and not rejected.
Exactly.
And so for me, with what I've dealt with in my past, whether it was, my parents' divorce, whether it's my marriage and divorce and just relationships
Right.
that haven't gone well, the trigger for me is if I feel unwanted,
Right.
unloved, rejected.
Those are your
It's
triggers.
just
Wow.
so hard for me because I need that more than anything. To me, materialistic things don't matter
Right. Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I am so much about the words and the physical touch.
Wow. I love it. So yes, love language is another thing that you should get for any of you, or do for any of you guys listening. It's great for your relationships, and just even your own, not even just your relationships with your partner or your husband or boyfriend, but even your friendships. I'm like, so my friendships are naturally, I love quality time. Like I love to go out with my girlfriends. I love to go have lunch or go to dinner. Like, so it's still the same, even in a friendship, like with your girlfriends, like, and even your kids. It's really cool how it's more of a just your love language, just your relationship. Okay. So we went off a little. I know, going back to your story, going back to where we were, where were we?
Well, I've been a single mom now.
Yeah.
With 2 kids. I mean, my kids right now are 8 and 5.5.
Okay.
And I've been a single mom for 5 years.
But you were going through all that when they were little.
Little.
I mean, they're still little, 8 and 5. So, oh my God, they were like toddlers.
1. I mean,
wow, Amber.
to leave a divorce and feel like I am on my own in this whole new world,
Right.
trying to take on everything, like the load is on me. And mind you,
I can't imagine.
I came out of that marriage I mean, just to give everyone some context, like my ex, the father of my 2 kids, took every last penny from our bank account. So at 33, I have nothing. I have nothing to show.
Wow.
Because he's pulled out all the money from our bank accounts. And I am feeling like, where am I going to go? Like, what's next for me?
Wow.
You know, having to call my family at 33 and say, like, I need help.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get back on my feet. I have, you know, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old that's relying on me.
And that there's so little. So little.
And I had to get back into the workforce. Like, I was always in real estate. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get back out there in the working world with a 2 and a 1-year-old to provide? Like, I didn't have an ex that was paying me enough support to live off of. You know, we're sharing custody 50-50. I'm living off of, you know, a little over $1,000 a month from him. There's no way I could survive with that money. I have to get out and start providing for myself and my kids again. Yeah. But you know what, Rana? I did it. I did it.
And I love that.
The amazing part about my story is that thank God I had my family, my support system.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it without them. I mean, I was back out working real estate, closing deals. And at the time, I actually had to do a lot of deals with a partner in the office. And he would pay me cash, and I would take that cash and I would go hide it away at another bank account with my mom's name on it.
Wow.
And I share that only because at the time my ex was like coming after me because he was not doing well financially. He'd always kind of rob Peter to pay Paul. He was always in debt.
Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't really hold a steady job. And so, you know, I didn't leave that divorce with assets. So we didn't separate, and we weren't selling a house, and, you know, we just didn't.
You're surviving.
I was surviving.
You're like, totally. Point. You're surviving. You're taking care of your babies.
And now I'm thriving. I mean, I can say that I've gone from survival mode to
thriving. Love that.
But it's only by the grace of God for me that's happened.
It's amazing the strength that, honestly, when you do kind of gather yourself and you focus on you, it really is amazing the strength that you can get from that. And that's even just from my own experience. I cannot believe I'm where I am today compared to where I was like in January. It's crazy. So I love the whole surviving until you're thriving. And I get that. I love that. Really, really do.
And even as a single woman today out in the dating world, I mean, I'm still thriving because I'm whole. Like, I know that I am confident.
Yes.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
I know what I deserve, what I desire.
Totally.
And so as I go out there and put myself out there and open my heart and I'm vulnerable, and it hasn't worked out for me. I mean, I haven't met the one. Obviously, I dated a great guy, thought he could be the one.
Yeah.
I met him last year in January. But again, heartbreak. Like, he couldn't show up and show up for me and love me and really respect me and value me and show me that he was ready, like that he was truly ready to be with me, that he was all in and have a future with me. And at some point, our relationship it was great. It was great. We were in love. We had such a great connection.
Right.
And then when things got real, it's like life gone real. Right?
Like, exactly.
When things got real.
When the shit happens, when things get real.
When he introduced me to his kids. And I'm talking about life.
Yeah.
And future.
Yeah.
And having deep conversations.
Yeah.
He was not there. He could not show up.
Wow.
He could not talk about those things. And it just started to wither away. It was like, I was almost compartmentalized, right? Like, he had his life and his kids, and then I was the girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, over here that when it was convenient, maybe I just made him feel good. You know, I was always like, gosh, I just can't imagine life without you. And I feel so good. But it's like, he couldn't ever answer the question when I would say, like, what do you really love about me? Like, what do you really love about us?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, one that I love about this here, because seeing you today, you look amazing. And yes, you're still thriving. What I love is, and twos are like this, and you're a two, is, and I said this the other day, you still get out there. You seem like, it's like you went out, you dated this guy for a year, or, and it just wasn't it. But it's like you took that chance, you opened your heart, you did it. And I was talking to our mutual friend the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm like that. You're probably like that. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Very like, I'm just, I can't help it. Like, that's just who I am. But I said, I would prefer to have an open heart than a hardened heart. Because a hardened heart, it's so hard. You're not gonna live life. You're not gonna live life at all to the fullest. So it's like you have to open your heart. But I said, honestly, we always heal. You can always heal. Open your heart, and we can always heal. Like, no matter, that's just if you choose to. Now, there are some people who choose not to really heal healthily, but, and get bitter and all that. But I think for us as twos, you wear your heart on your sleeve. That's me. And you're open. And then whatever happens. But what I love is like you're healing, even like I would even know, like,
I don't know about you,
like, that's amazing.
I choose love.
Yes.
Like, I do. Like, I choose love. And love is an action word.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a verb. It's an action. It's what you do.
Totally.
And for me, like, I'm not looking for a man to complete me.
Yeah. Totally.
I am looking for the whole package. I mean, I want it all. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I'm confident and whole within myself, and I love who I am. Mm-hmm. And I just want to find the right partner to share it with. Life with.
Yes.
It seems so simple.
Totally. But it is. I think it is simple.
It is simple.
It is simple,
but then
it's not. But
really
it is.
to find the whole package,
right?
And to find somebody that you connect with.
Yeah.
And I just think it just takes time. I know it'll happen for me. I trust that it will.
Totally.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. It does.
But if I don't put myself out there,
right,
it'll never happen. So you have to be vulnerable and say, you know what? I'm willing to go through the process.
Totally.
I'm willing to go through heartache to find the right one.
And that's what I love about you. Like, it's like, I love, that's amazing. And for anybody who is listening, and if you're watching, just I feel like, yes, keeping that heart open. Like, put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You have to. Live life. Put yourself out there, even though that's scary. And I understand that, because there's times I totally am like scared. I mean, yes. If I really think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I feel like the other part of me is like, no, that's it. But that's not who I am. We're too, I don't know. So I love that. I admire that about you. So that's really, really great.
I think there's a lot of hope for both of us.
Yes, I do. I really do. I'm sure there's somebody out there. We'll see. I have no idea. And obviously I'm just like chilling and going with the flow with all that. But no, I love your story. It's great. I mean, your story is very inspiring. You're still out there. And so for, single moms out there who are listening, what are some of the things that you really would share with them that would just inspire and just encourage? For the single moms out there dating, they've got kids. They're similar to you. They want romance. They want someone to share life with, because that's what I think. It's great to share life with somebody who wants to just be. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I'm totally whole and complete. I don't need, but it's fun to like share life with somebody. I don't believe we're supposed to be doing this life alone.
I don't either.
No, I don't think that's at all. So for the listeners out there, what would you share? Just some good, inspiring, and encouraging. Could be tips too.
Yeah, to be honest, I have just continued to I think, embrace who I am at this point, and to embrace like my past, and know that we all have struggle and pain. We all have some things we're dealing with in our life, but it's almost like chapters of a book.
Yeah,
right. Like,
totally.
Chapter 1, I've already read through that. Like, that's come and gone.
Right.
So now I'm on chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking forward.
Yeah.
And focusing on the positive.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to journal.
Yeah. That's
a lot.
Great. Oh, that's good.
And I write myself like daily affirmations. Like, I am loved. I'm cared for. I am,
right. That's really
strong.
good.
I am loving and lovable. Like, I write myself daily affirmations.
Love that. That's great.
I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm so, so thankful to be a mom. Like, it's been the biggest joy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard work, as we all know.
Yeah.
It's the hardest job.
It is.
And I'm not going to lie and say it's been easy. Like, it has been so, so hard juggling a career and being a mom to 2 kids.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
And just juggling life and then trying to date in between.
Right. That's a lot.
And thankfully, you know, I have my family who has really supported me and been there and allowed me to get out and date.
That's great.
And I think, you know, I've just been open with my heart.
Love that.
You know,
I love that.
Just I let God know, like, his timing and his person is just going to be in his time.
His time. Yeah. So, I love that.
Yeah. So for all the women out there, even single women and single moms, you know, I know that there's going to be times of just where you feel like so much of the burden is on your shoulders.
Right.
I know I have.
Yeah. Totally.
But I get up every day and I'm just confident. Like, I have a career. Like, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God has given me like abilities and, you know, the talents that I have and the knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
And I get out there and I'm just excited about life and excited about the future.
And you're doing it. And I love that so much.
To be grateful for.
There really is a lot to be grateful for. And for, I don't know, all of you listeners out there, I think, hey, we're going to cheers to this since we are I can't talk. Cheers to leaving that heart open.
That's right.
Leaving the heart open. I love that. For all of you guys out there who, I don't know, if your heart, if you have hard in your heart because you're scared and you have a broken heart and just, you know, do yourself, I was going to say do yourself a favor, but really that's not it. Just dive into you. Self-care, love you, and just get back out there and just
take walks, get together with friends, work out,
do your stuff and get back out there. Open your heart up. I think we all need that right now in today, because really with everything that's gone on in this world, especially with the virus and pandemic, people have they've closed up. And I really, really encourage everyone just to keep your heart open and open it back up.
And I think one of the biggest things is to focus on what you have instead of what you don't have.
Totally. Yes. Be grateful for what you have. I do that daily. I'm like, I'm good. Like, really. Very, very blessed. Love it.
So thank you, Rana, for sharing your story and for allowing us to have this platform to just share real life.
I love that.
So thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's a wrap, guys. We'll see you later. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on Life Gone Real. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. Definitely rate it. Leave comments. I'd love to get into your lives a little. Send me some topics you'd like to talk about, or if there's anything you're possibly going through in your life. I'm so glad you're here with me on this journey. Cheers to you and have a great day.